Hi there, it's Tyler from Electric Shaver Guide, and today I want to go through a full review of the Braun Series 7. This is actually going to be an update review. If you recall from the buying guide, the shaver that inspired me to start creating my own reviews a few years ago was the Braun Series 7. I've tested a lot of shavers in between then and now. So I know how this compares to other models, and I've answered quite a few questions over the years. So we're going to cover all that, so it's worth watching the whole thing. So let's start with the actual review, and then we'll cover some final thoughts at the end. We'll look at the overall design, the cleaning system, and shaving performance. So here's what you get inside the box: the electric shaver itself, the cleaning system, a traveling case, a cleaning brush, some Braun lubrication oil, and one clean and renew liquid pack. Now here we are looking at the 790cc4. And if you can recall from the earlier videos, we have the 720S, the 760cc, and the 790cc. And then there's the 790cc4 or 3. So the model that I'm testing today is the 790cc4. So there's a speed setting option. And again, in Europe, it's the 790cc3. And also, other parts of the world may have different model numbers, but the main distinction is whether or not it comes with a cleaning base. All the Series 7 shavers have the same shaving performance. Taking an up-close look, you can see it fits well in the hand and it has a very high-quality feel when compared to a lot of other shavers. The shaving head pivots back and forth, but not side to side, and it's made up of 2 foils and a large center cutter. On the bottom, there's a display which tells you how much battery life is left and how clean the shaver is. It has a pop-up trimmer on the front, which performs well on small jobs, but if you want to completely remove a beard, it's best to have a beard trimmer on hand. Now, because this is the 790cc4, there are 3 speed settings: light, normal, and fast. I always just use the fast setting, but those with very sensitive skin might prefer the light setting. There's a lock feature where you tilt the head fully forward and lock it into place. I've heard a few complaints that this feature didn't work for everyone. However, I've never actually found it very useful, so I avoid using it. On the left, there's a release button, and when you press that firmly, the foil cap comes off. If there is one thing to complain about with the design, it would be with this foil cap. The blades and the foils are all connected, and this makes a manual clean a little harder when compared to other models where you can clearly see the blades and brush away any stubble. This is why I recommend you avoid the 720S if you can, because cleaning it manually is a little bit more difficult. One thing to note is that I do recommend you do a bit of a manual clean before running it through the system. So for this, you'll need to release the cap and shake away any stubble over the sink. You can actually also gently tap it on your countertop. So those with a heavy beard might want to do this halfway through a shave. You don't want to directly brush the foils with the brush. However, brushing the actual shaver is worth doing. So basically, you want to get as much stubble off before setting it into the cleaning system. This takes about 10 or 15 seconds, and it's worth doing. For a more thorough manual clean, you can rinse the foil cap under the sink and let it dry. You can also just shake away any water drops. If you do this several times a week, you should apply some lubrication to the blades. If you run out of the Braun oil, you can use some baby oil or some mineral oil. And you just want to apply a small amount to the foils and then turn it on for a few seconds. When you do set the shaver into the system, you just need to press one button and the shaver is fully clean and comes out smelling nice and fresh. It is referred to as the Braun Clean and Renew system, and I just want to really quickly run through what the lights and the buttons mean on the base. On the left, you can see that the top left button is lit up, and that means that a full cleaning cartridge is installed. If the second light was lit up, it would mean that 7 cleaning sessions or less are left, and if the bottom light was lit up, it would mean that the cleaning cartridge needs to be replaced. In the center there with the blue button, that's the on button, and just below that is the quick clean button. And then on the right, you have a check mark and some water drops, and that just indicates what type of cleaning session is required. And the time it takes will depend on whether a light cleaning session is needed or a more thorough cleaning session is needed. Setting up the whole system is very easy. You simply remove the cap on the Clean and Renew liquid packs and then set it into the base. And just try not to spill anything on your countertop. Plug it in and then put the shaver firmly into the base. And just make sure that the back prongs are lined up with the ones inside the cleaning dock. And then simply just press the sender button. For the shaving performance, you'll notice that I let my beard grow out for quite a few days, and the shaver didn't really have any problems with it. However, these products work much better on shorter stubble in my opinion, so if you have a pretty thick beard, you'll probably see better results from shaving a bit more frequently. This will reduce the amount of passes you need to make, and ultimately it's easier on your skin and easier on the shaver. Just about finishing up, and I must say this is one of the most comfortable shavers I've used. I recommend it for thick and medium beards, and in my opinion, it's one of the best performing models available. One thing to note that I did mention earlier is that if you have a thicker beard, it's better to shave a bit more often if you can. In this demonstration, I had about 3 days worth of growth, and it required a few more passes than usual. However, I still got a really smooth finish without much irritation at all. So again, based on shaving performance, I highly recommend this model. Over the years, I've answered quite a few frequently asked questions, so I just want to cover some quickly here. You can't overcharge the shaver, and you can charge and operate it with the electrical cord. If you want to drain the batteries to around 50%, which is sometimes recommended for these types of batteries, you'll have to do a few manual cleans because when you put the shaver into the cleaning dock, it does start charging automatically. Just as a side note, I don't consistently drain the batteries to the 50% mark and I haven't really had any problems. With the initial purchase, you will get one Clean and Renew liquid pack and that'll be good for 30 cleans. So for most people, that should last between 1 and 2 months. Most people don't shave every single day, and even if you do, you don't need to run the cleaning system every single day. You can do a few manual cleans once in a while to make that Clean and Renew liquid pack last a bit longer. One note is that some people have noted that after around 8 weeks, some of the liquid may evaporate, so if you do store it, you just want to keep the lid on the Clean and Renew liquid packs. In a future video, we will discuss how to make your own Clean and Renew liquid with a bit of an alternative to the Braun Clean and Renew liquid packs. You should replace the blades when they're dull, but there's no exact time frame for this. Braun recommends the 18-month mark, and I would say that's a fair assessment. The shaver that I use today, I haven't changed the blades for around 20 months. If you are going to clean it manually a few times a week, you should use some lubrication on the blades. Like I mentioned, if you run out of Braun's lubrication oil, you can use a little bit of baby oil or some mineral oil and just apply a small amount. Lastly, this is not a wet shaver, so it's not designed to be used with shaving cream or in the shower, so I wouldn't recommend you use it this way. Obviously, there are some people out there who have used it this way, and I don't think they've run into any major problems, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think dry shaves are comfortable enough with the Braun Series 7. All right, so let's just cover some quick final thoughts here. Like I said, it's one of the best shavers in terms of shaving performance. And if I could only recommend one shaver, this would be it. When comparing the performance with a lot of other shavers, I do feel that this is one of the most comfortable shavers out there. So it's highly recommended. So you can find a sales price through the links below this video. And for whatever reason, if you're still unsure which shaver is right for you and you haven't checked out the buying guide yet, there is a link back so you can download that buying guide as well. Like always, whichever shaver you do choose, I hope you get good results.